Hello and welcome to my official Hear Me Out tier list. Now, you may have seen people do these either as lists or as a cake, and you know, I get kind of fed up, especially with men who make these types of lists, because you constantly see these men making lists and all that they put on them is like Mrs. Incredible or like some other animated character. It's like always a human. It's always someone so tame, conventionally attractive. It's like, okay, who wouldn't want Mrs. Incredible? Like, that's such a safe, ridiculous thing to say. Girls can be guilty of this too, but girls tend to have better lists. I mean, they'll throw in the odd person. They'll throw in Gordon Ramsay or something, and it's like, okay, that shouldn't be on there. It makes no sense to be on your Hear Me Out. But usually girls will go a bit more crazy with it. They'll throw in some absolutely unhinged takes. But the guys who make these things, it's absolutely horrendous. And I thought, you know, I need to redeem some of us guys by making a real Hear Me Out list where we will actually rate people who are not just straight up boring humans, because there's nothing outrageous about that. And so I have 38 characters here, and I'm going to be ranking them on this list from Hear Me Out to No Way, and we might have some maybes along the way. So first up, I mean, we're jumping straight into it. We're going straight balls to the walls, and we're taking this spider from James and the Giant Peach. She's definitely, that's a Hear Me Out and then some. I mean, I don't like spiders, but she doesn't look that bad for a spider. It's not like she's hairy or anything, and she's got that really great accent as well. I mean, I could listen to her talk all day. I mean, I'll happily let her devour me if that's really what she desires. Yeah, that spider is going right to the top of Hear Me Out. Next, we have Miss Piggy from the Muppets. Miss Piggy's a bit of a strange one. I do enjoy the Muppets to some extent, but honestly, Miss Piggy has always been a pretty annoying character to me. I'm not sure I really enjoy her whatsoever. Her voice alone just really grates at me, and so I think I have to put Miss Piggy in No Way. Next, we have Amy Rose from Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, this is definitely going in No Way, and I'll explain why right now. I may be autistic, but I'm not that autistic. I'm not autistic enough to have anything to do with anything related to Sonic the Hedgehog. Next, we have the Corpse Bride. She's a definite Hear Me Out. I mean, are you really sane if you can look at this woman, if you can watch the movie, The Corpse Bride, and then still think, no, I wouldn't? I mean, you're just insane if you think that. Look at her. She's absolutely gorgeous. Next, we have Dragon from Shrek. She might be my first maybe. I'm not sure I'm all that comfortable with doing it with something scaly. I know Donkey's been in there already. It's just, I'm not sure it's for me, even though I can see the appeal. There is something really mystical about that. There's something that is kind of enticing, and that's why maybe I have to put it in maybe. She seems very protective and nurturing, and so those are good qualities, and I would love to have Dragon as my protector, but there are some other parts I'm not sure about the practicalities there. Maybe we'll leave that in maybe. Next, we have Rita from Flushed Away. She's going in No Way, right at the bottom of No Way actually, because I don't fuck with rats. Fuck rats. I hate rats. Gross. Next, we have the Xenomorph Queen from Aliens. I mean, I'm not going to put this in Hear Me Out. That would just be utterly unhinged. But I don't think I can put it in No Way either. There is something extremely enticing about that. Do you think we could crossbreed? Do you think we could make alien Rag Reynolds babies? Do you think that would work? I think it might work. I will elaborate no further. Next, we have She-Hulk. Now, as much as I did not like the TV series whatsoever, I'm going to put her in Hear Me Out. Yeah, She-Hulk, Hear Me Out. And I'm talking obviously exclusively when she is in the Hulk form. It wouldn't count when she's just human form. Like that doesn't count at all. So it has to be the Hulk form version. But yeah, she's definitely going in Hear Me Out. Next, we have Pleakley from Lilo and Stitch. Now, I'm a straight man, I'm a heterosexual, but I did throw in a couple of guys here just because I thought they were kind of unique and interesting to talk about. I will say Pleakley has always kind of grossed me out, and so he's probably going to go down in No Way just for that. But he seems like an okay guy. Yeah, Pleakley, I'm not a fan. Too gummy. Does Pleakley even have teeth? I don't know. I'll still put him I'll put him higher than the autistic Amy Rose and also the rat. Talking of guys, this is Barry B. Benson. I've seen a lot of Hear Me Out cakes where girls put Barry B. Benson on them, and I thought, you know, I do like Barry B. Benson. He's kind of a great guy. Would I? Maybe not. Probably not. But he's probably higher than all the rest of these people so far. He doesn't annoy me at all. I kind of like Barry B. Benson. He seems like a stand-up guy. Yeah, I would like to be his friend. Next we have Medusa. And oh yes, I would like that Medusa. We're putting her right up there. I mean, sure, I might turn to stone if I look at her, but is that really the worst thing that could happen to me? Is it? I mean, it might be worth it. I think it might be worth it. And sure, I could just have my eyes closed. I could just wear a blindfold. I could use a mirror. I could use a mirror for the whole experience. I mean, there's a bunch of ways around this. Maybe I could do it with... Would it count if I had like VR goggles, a VR headset, and it had to pass through cameras? Would that work? I think I found a workaround. Let's do that. Next, we have the house from Monster House. Maybe. I almost put that in Hear Me Out. I almost put that in Hear Me Out. I think it would be really great to have this house around and it would be really great to have a living house for many reasons, but it could also be very annoying. I mean, what if I pissed off the house and then the house, yeah, that's why I'm putting it in maybe, because I think there are some bad parts there. Next we have GLaDOS from Portal. This is a definite Hear Me Out, to be honest. I might put it up here. I might put this GLaDOS up here. GLaDOS is great. I've been in love with GLaDOS ever since I played Portal 2. I can't believe that. I actually played Portal 2 before Portal 1. I'm sure a lot of people did, to be honest, played the second game before the first one. But yeah, I've always loved GLaDOS. GLaDOS is great. Just look at her. How could you say no to GLaDOS? I don't know how exactly it's going to work, but yeah, I would. She can insult me forever. I mean, that's part of why everyone loves her, because she's just absolutely ruthless saying horrible things to you. Next, we have Any Om from the 1973 masterpiece of animation that is Fantastic Planet. And yeah, this is a definite Hear Me Out. I love the Oms. I love that movie. I discovered that movie this year, I believe. Fantastic. Absolutely adore it. Was it last year? I don't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter when I discovered it. It's a fantastic movie. And I actually suggest people go check that out because it is honestly a masterpiece of animation. Just try and get over the fact that it's French, and I know some people will be upset about that. Next we have The Grinch, and he's going firmly in maybe. The problem is, as I said, I'm heterosexual, so the actual doing, that's not appealing to me, but there is just something about the vibe of The Grinch. I love The Grinch. I just watched the movie yesterday, as a matter of fact. I adore The Grinch. And so, you know, maybe if I'm really drunk one night or something and me and The Grinch meet up, maybe something's going to happen because I'm not sure I can resist him for the rest of time. Next we have Viper from Kung Fu Panda. This is another Hear Me Out. I mean, just look at her. Don't you think she's cute? I think Viper's cute. I don't know how it would work, but yeah, I like Viper. I like Viper a lot. Next up we have Roz from this year's The Wild Robot movie. This is another Hear Me Out. Very protective, sort of nurturing figure, and I would love to let Roz take care of me. Next, Clifford the Big Red Dog. No, we're not doing Clifford the Big Red Dog. I am not having relations with a dog. But on that same note, we now have Kitty Softpaws from Puss in Boots, and that is a definite Hear Me Out. No dogs, but the cat, no problem there. Yeah, Kitty Softpaws is a great character. I love Kitty Softpaws. I mean, Kitty Softpaws is kind of irresistible. If you say otherwise, I think you're lying to yourself. Next up, we have a sandworm from Dune. Just look at it. Just look at it. Look at the shape. How can you resist just that? Look, it's the perfect shape. That may be the worst one yet. Is it? Is that the worst one yet? It may be the worst one in the Hear Me Out tier for sure. I think so. But I can't resist that. I mean, I need to know how that feels. I need to know. Moving on, We have Babs from Chicken Run. I think Babs is probably a no for me. No. I kind of like Babs. I'll give Babs a chance. Babs is going in maybe, like here. I'll give Babs a chance. I love Chicken Run, and she's quite amusing. Next we have Mrs. Puff from SpongeBob. Sorry, we're not doing Mrs. Puff. I can't do Mrs. Puff. I can't do a pufferfish. That's just wrong. I'm sorry, it's just wrong. I don't care about her vibes. I mean, I don't even really like her vibes. I mean, the best part about her is that she's horrible to SpongeBob. She doesn't like SpongeBob. But I kind of like SpongeBob. And so I don't know. No, Mrs. Puff's going in no way. I mean, even just imagine, no, it would not be a pleasant experience at all. Next we have Fiona from Shrek. And you know, I mean, obviously when she is an ogre, not when she's human. I've never been a fan. I mean, I like Shrek and I like the character Fiona, but I don't know if I would want to do anything with Fiona. I'd be more likely to just hang out with Fiona. You know, I'm not that interested in Fiona. I would probably put her at the bottom of, I'll put her in maybe like, oh, maybe I'll give her a chance. I'll grow to like her more or something. But yeah, as far as things go right now, maybe not. So next up we have Annie from Attack on Titan, except only when she's in her Titan form. Because sure, she's all right when she's a human, but I actually think when she's in her Titan form, I mean, that's even more desirable, don't you think? And that's much more exciting. And if we're being totally honest about it, I mean, she has to go somewhere pretty high. She's pretty great. Maybe like here. I'm putting Annie all the way up there. I mean, I know she's huge. I mean, but is that not part of the appeal? The size of that Titan, the size that they can just crush you and kill you with like one step? Isn't that part of the excitement? I think so. Next we have, this is Eleanor from Brave, the Disney movie. Or is it Pixar, whatever. But yeah, this is Eleanor, but when she's the bear, not when she's the queen. So if you've not seen Brave, she turns into a bear. This is a very hard maybe for me. I'm not sure. I'm really stuck in the middle with this one. More so than any of these other maybes, to be honest. Because I'm thinking, bears are kind of gross. I don't think bears are, I mean, some people may say, oh, bears are so cute and this and that. I mean, just one swipe of those paws and I'm dead. I mean, you could say the same about dragon and some of these other things, but I'm not sure the bear itself is actually appealing to me. You know, I'm talking myself out of it. Suddenly this is going down in no way, to be honest. We're not doing it with a bear. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Why am I saying sorry? That's ridiculous. Next we have Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob. And no, I'm not doing Sandy Cheeks. Definitely not. I mean, her voice is better than like Miss Piggy's voice for sure, but she's a stupid squirrel living in an astronaut suit under the, I mean, it's so ridiculous. I've never been a Sandy fan. I always thought she was one of the worst SpongeBob characters. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion, but there you have it. I've given you it. Next up we have Sally from The Nightmare Before Christmas. Sally's okay. I don't dislike her. I don't love her either. So she's probably going to go in the maybe. Maybe a little above these couple. She's kind of in between for me. I'll give her a chance. Next up we have another cat. We have Yzma from The Emperor's New Groove, but only again when she's in cat form, not when she's human. I mean, as human, I actually think that's kind of disgusting, and that would be at the bottom of my no way, maybe even below the rat. But as a cat form, I actually thought she was kind of cute. I liked her voice. So, I'm considering it. I might put her at the top of maybe. My main drawbacks are the fact that I think that she's going to be an absolute pain in the ass. So it might be one of those one and done things, you know, like a one night stand. We'll see. Next up, we have Eve from WALL-E. And Eve is, I love Eve. Eve is going up here. I mean, just under K soft paws, if we're being honest here. I love Eve. Eve's great. What bad can you say about Eve? She's a stand-up gal. Next, we have Princess Carolyn from BoJack Horseman. I love BoJack Horseman. Horseman, I love the show. It's a great show. I like the character of Princess Carolyn, but she's not for me. She's not. I'm sorry. She's just not for me. This is Frankenstein's Bride. I'm kind of in the middle here. This one's very humanoid, but I mean, obviously not really. It's a creation. I'm putting her in maybe. And the reason I'm putting her in maybe is because honestly, I haven't seen any actual media of Frankenstein's Bride. I only know about her, and I feel like it's unfair to rank her in No Way or Hear Me Out when I don't really know enough about Frankenstein's Bride. I don't know what the personality's like. I don't know what her capabilities are, and so I need to be honest and just put her in maybe because I don't know enough either to put her either side of that. Next up, we have the Beldam from Coraline. This is a Hear Me Out. This is a Hear Me Out for sure. How high do we put the Beldam? That is there, maybe. I think yeah, we're gonna put the Beldam there. Yeah, I don't regret it. And so we only have 6 left. We're getting there. Next we have the Queen chess piece. Hear me out. Hear me out. Don't look at me like that. I can see how you're looking at me from the future behind those screens. But the Queen chess piece is the greatest chess piece. She does wonders for me when I play chess. I adore her. Hey, she never even talks back. She's just amazing. Wonderful chess piece. Makes the game great. I can't say anything bad about her. She has to go there. Next we have Cappy from Robots. Now I don't mind Cappy, I don't dislike her. I think she's gonna have to go in maybe. My main concern is just the absolute solid metal of this entire situation. How is this gonna function without me being gravely injured? I mean I know you're gonna say, you could say that about lots of the people I've already put in Hear Me Out, but to me, I feel like her personality isn't good enough for me to justify the risk. So she's gonna go in maybe. Next we have, oh my god, I can't remember her name, from Avatar. That shows you, that's my opinion on Avatar. I mean, they're fine movies, but they're so forgettable. Like, they do not stand out at all, other than visually. And that's how I feel about this character as well. I don't even remember this character's name. I think it begins with an N. Nah, I honestly, I couldn't tell you her name. I'm gonna put her in Hear Me Out, though. She's very pretty. I mean, one of the prettiest aliens I've ever seen. I'll put her above the chess piece. I'll even put her above the sandworm. You know, I might even put her above. I'm going to put her under Eve. I'm going to put her there. Sorry, I can't remember your name. Why am I saying sorry? As if she's watching this? It's ridiculous. Next up, we have this fish. What's her name? Lola from Shark Tale. I know a lot of people seem to have a crush on this fish. Me personally, I've never been a big fan. I don't think I really want to have sex with a fish. For me, I mean, I'm going to put her in No Way, actually. I mean, is she a pretty fish? Sure. But she's still a damn fish. So she's got to go down there. I don't want to smell of fish. We have 2 left. So next up we have Wanda from Fairly Odd Parents. Wanda's a definite Hear Me Out. She's going at the bottom of Hear Me Out, though. This might be unpopular. Her voice always annoyed me, just a little bit. But the fact that she can grant my every wish, the fact that she has magic, I mean, there are so many reasons to have Wanda around. And I'm going to leave her there and Hear Me Out. And now I hope you're ready for my last person I'm putting on this Hear Me Out list. Mr. Bean. And he's going in Hear Me Out. Mr. Bean is going in Hear Me Out. Mr. Bean, I know he's a human, and so I'm kind of cheating here because this is a human, and I said at the start, it's kind of boring when you put humans, but I think as a heterosexual man, this can be an exception. Mr. Bean is going here. He is my spirit animal. I genuinely relate to him so much and how evil and nasty he can be to the world and how he terrorizes children and other people. I wish I was him. I watched Mr. Bean and I think, I wish I was doing that. I wish I had that audacity. I think I have that audacity. I like to think I do, but I know I don't. Does anyone really? I wish I did. I love Mr. Bean, and so he's going there. And so that is my Hear Me Out tier list. As you can see, we put quite a lot of people in the Hear Me Out. a few in the maybe, and a bunch in the no way. But I think that is a solid list. I don't regret a single part of it. I like it. That's the video. That's it. We're done. Yeah, let me know in the comments who's your biggest hear me out, and please make sure it's someone insane or someone crazy, because I don't want to hear about stupid, I would have sex with this actress or this person or this character. Like, give me the unhinged ones. That's the ones I want to hear. And until next time, you're all welcome, society.